I'm Heather. Welcome back to my week-by-week pregnancy journal. If this is your first time here, I'll be talking about absolutely everything that happened during week 31 of my first pregnancy. Check out the description area for a quick breakdown of this video if you just want to skip around to a certain topic or check how my bump is progressing. This week, the baby is about the size of a coconut, which is about 3.2 pounds or 16 inches. 16, that's a big coconut. Development this week, the baby's actually heading into a growth spurt and he can now turn his head from side to side. His arms, legs, and body are beginning to plump up as fat accumulates under his skin. And all 5 of the baby's senses are now developed. How am I feeling physically? My work pants are actually getting a bit uncomfortable. I think it's just getting tighter around my lower belly. And part of me is just like, just stick it out for the last 4 weeks that you have of work before maternity leave. But I don't know. It's getting to that point where it's uncomfortable. Why torture myself? I might have to think about actually getting maternity pants for work. So that's a thought on my mind. My belly just feels kind of like fuller and bigger in my lower pelvic area. Symptoms this week: acid reflux, heartburn. I find myself at work just sneaking saltines throughout the day because it's just burning up my esophagus, and the saltines actually really do help because recently, I don't know why, but I haven't been bringing my little Tum bottle back into work. I keep forgetting it at home or in my car. Backaches are really starting again. It's not debilitating yet, but it's just like a spiking pain. Kind of reminds me of how it started when I first started getting the backaches. I may have to start thinking about the chiropractor again. Of course, occasional Braxton hicks, and then the thing that's been irritating me the most is 3 inches above my belly button and a couple inches below. It's just a severe burning sensation. I really felt it while I was at work one day this week, and it was to the point where I was grabbing my belly, and I'll get into that a little bit later about things that I'm scared about, but it's something called Diastasis Recti, where your abdominal muscle actually starts to split apart. So I have that sensation, and it's not pleasant, and I will talk more about that. Other things, my husband said that I've been quite a brat this week and just not so nice hormones, I guess, and I'm just kind of very irritable. That's, you know, I guess pregnancy.
Yeah, that's what they say. And then when you're done, when you have the baby, it just all goes away, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely know that.
Cravings this week, definitely potato chips, cucumbers with dressing on them, cold cucumbers, it has to be cold, cold watermelon, any kind of fruit has to be cold, spinach with lemon and butter. And another thing that I've noticed is just I've been a little sensitive to over flavored food. My husband made what I usually like, it's sweet potatoes with, I don't know what other seasonings, but he puts a little dash of cumin in it, and when I tasted it, I was like, yeah, maybe we just don't make this again. He's like, you love that, and I'm like, yes, it's good. But yeah, it just wasn't feeling it. I think he had hurt feelings.
Well, I ate all the potatoes.
How my body has changed, I've gained now about a total of 18 pounds since pre-pregnancy. How am I feeling emotionally this week? I basically laid in bed and cried about my belly button for, you know, one of the days, and yeah, the fact that it just keeps popping out more and more, and now that my belly's tan, the more that it pops out, what comes popping out is whiter than the rest of my belly button, so it really sticks out. And then that burning sensation, it just feels like my abdomen is gonna rip open, and my husband just keeps telling me that, you know, the baby is not gonna split out of your abdomen and come like, but he doesn't understand the feeling of what it feels like to have that burning sensation and know what it is. In ways, I just feel like I'm broken, and I just hope that this feeling just doesn't continue throughout the end of the pregnancy. Things we did this week: finally, we went through all of the baby shower stuff. I started taking tags off of all the clothing and we put them in the wash. I washed everything. I kind of only went up to 0 to 3. I think I went through 0 to 3 months. So all the 3 to 6 plus, I just left the tags on and we put it in the closet because it just seems a little too early to take all the tags off of that stuff and wash it. So that's just hanging in the closet. But we took all the tags off, washed all of the younger stuff, the newborn 0 to 3, and put it in our beautiful IKEA dresser that my husband spent 5 hours building, and along with a bunch of hand-me-downs that we washed and had ready to put in the drawers also. We put all that stuff in, including blankets, swaddles, bibs, receiving blankets. So everything is now washed and put in the drawers, so it's like that much closer. Everything smells like a baby, and it's just, I think that doing that brought out a lot of emotions too. Folding up the little clothes and putting them in the drawers and trying to separate everything and think like this drawer will be his newborn clothes, this will be the older clothes, so you can kind of have it separated. Started thinking about what kind of separators we can buy for the drawers to kind of have multiple things in there. I know that that's something that people do. So I am going to be Pinteresting and YouTubing and looking for ideas of how to, I guess, organize a nursery in a baby's room, but also doing that really brought to our attention what we need and what we don't need. So we know now that we are set on newborn clothes, we're set on 0 to 3 month clothes, including everything that we got from the shower and hand-me-downs. And we are 100% set on blankets and swaddles because we went a little nuts with, you know, all the cute patterns and stuff like that. But you can never have enough, and they're just all so perfect. And maybe some will end up at my mom's house and his mom's house, and then you never, whatever, we're gonna use them all. We have little bins that we put all the blankets in, and yeah, it's funny because after we washed all these clothes, I caught my husband. I just think he's crazy about the baby detergent, and he wants to wash all of his clothes in it so that he smells like a baby. I don't know if he wants to smell like a baby or he just wants to smell that baby smell all the time. But I told him he probably shouldn't do that. We chose to use the laundry detergent called Dreft, and it's a newborn stage. It goes in stages, so it's newborn and then I think it's active baby. So it really does smell good. I'm getting more used to it as we start to wash things. Another thing that I'm glad about is that I have not had any more bleeding episodes after the course of antibiotics. So that is good news, and it's a good feeling. Also, I shaved my legs this week. I don't know if I've just been putting it off or not even realizing it, but my hair is blonde on my legs, so I just don't even realize it. And I'm in work clothes Monday through Friday, so if I'm busy on the weekends, I don't even realize, but yeah, I can still shave my legs. I just think that, you know, by the end of the workday, I'm kind of exhausted, so I really have no motivation to think to even pamper myself. So the things that I was once doing routinely kind of linger off, and then, you know, don't even realize that I wasn't shaving my legs. This week, our glider chair came in, so my husband actually went to Bye Bye Baby to surprise me. He picked it up all by himself and tried to lug it in the house all by himself. Ended up telling me that he got it stuck in the door, so he had to call somebody to help him finish getting it in the house. He got it in the house, had it all set up so that when I came home from work, I just was able to walk into the room and see it there and sit in it and be excited. Along with that, I felt like, you know, once that came, we had our crib in there and he built the dresser. We were able to, you know, at that point, that's when we were going to be able to rearrange the room and like start to feel it out about what position we want things in to be the final position. And then from there, we can, you know, pick frames and photos and stuff like that to decorate the room. The last couple things were the end table that he bought that matches the dresser, and then also this bookshelf. They were both from IKEA. So he built those two things and we just kept rearranging the room. We don't have a final position, but we may be close to it. Never thought that that was going to be such a difficult task, but when you have two people and one wants it one way and one wants it a little bit the other way, you just have to consider everything and kind of work it out and settle on one setup. I think that I am happy with my chair in the one corner that doesn't walk into me breastfeeding or doing that. It gives me a little privacy, so we shall see. I don't know what way it'll end up, but we have a couple good ideas. And another thing that happened this week that was so sweet, and I just am so touched. One of our subscribers, this is from Brittany from Clicks and Crochets, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. We got a gift from her off of our registry on Amazon, and to our surprise, we're always ordering off of Amazon, and then we opened it and it was from one of our subscribers, and it was so touching, and I am just so thankful, and I feel so blessed to have, you know, people that are really following our journey and feel a part of it and do such sweet things like this for us. And I just want to say thank you again. She got us what we had on our registry, and this is the Baby Buddy. It's the closet organizers. I am so excited, especially since we just put all the clothes in the closet. to use these because they were kind of just hanging there, and I needed these little separators. It has the months on it, so you can put it on the tag and you kind of like separate it so you know exactly where to go, just like in a store. So that was one thing. And then washable nursing pads. This is by Baby Felice, and it's 10 washable nursing pads, and it comes with a laundry bag as a bonus. These are kind of like, I work in the hospital, so it's kind of like what we would call a Chuck's pad, which, you know, you put it under somebody in case they're incontinent. It looks like one side is absorbing and then the other side prevents it from leaking out onto your bra or your clothing. So it's the same kind of thought, and then they're reusable rather than disposable. And then also some organic nipple butter. This is by Earth Mama Organics, and I've heard great things about this because obviously with breastfeeding your nipples will get very dry and sensitive. I also love Earth Mama's deodorant. I use that. Really loving the Earth Mama brand. And I am so excited to get this. This is Moody Park Baby Cocoon. It's a cocoon baby cover. So this goes over the car seat when you're carrying it. It's just a really, really cute design. You can see it's kind of awkwardly shaped like the car seat. And it's got little polar bears and just like geometrical shapes. So cute. So thank you so much, Brittany. My husband and I are both so appreciative and love the gift. What's comforting to me this week? Definitely this Boppy Wedge pillow, which seems like such a little piece of nothing, but I put it under my belly and it gives me just that extra support, and it makes my night's sleep so much more restful. Right now, this week, this has been my best friend, and I'm really loving it. Also, along with every other pillow that I use. Not just that one, but I've been using that one more this past week. So that burning sensation that I was having down my mid-abdomen, after a couple days, it did go away, so that makes me feel better about the rest of pregnancy, just knowing that it went away. I thought that it was going to be the next 8 weeks or so with a burning sensation, and that was going to be horrible. And just napping and sleeping is just very comforting. Thoughts and questions I have. One of my friends that's also pregnant, she's due at the end of July, told me that everything goes to shit in the 3rd trimester, and so far I just feel like I can agree with that. I hope that it gets a little better, but along with starting out being sick last week and then this burning sensation in my belly and just being uncomfortable, I just am waiting for a good week again. Another thought is just, I wonder when the realization that I am going to be a mom is gonna really hit me, like just completely knock me out and be like, oh my gosh, and you know, throw me into this whole, not panic mode, but just, wow, he's coming, and it hasn't really, like I can think about it, but it hasn't really like hit me hard yet. Another thought is I just feel like I don't really care for when people tell me that, oh my god, you look like you're ready to pop, because in my head I'm like, I have 2 more months left. And this week with that burning sensation, it's like, yeah, 8 weeks sounds like a really long time, especially for my belly to keep growing, and you know, knowing that there's 2 months left and people are telling me that I look like I'm gonna pop already is just, it's not comforting. That's something that people could probably stop saying, and I would be happy. 2 people this week also asked or said that it looked like my belly had dropped slightly. I don't know why they thought that. Maybe, I don't know, but I didn't really notice it. Part of me thinks now maybe the baby switched its positioning, but I do feel that my pants are feeling tighter around my lower belly area, but I don't notice a significant difference with my breathing or acid reflux. It's all still there. Maybe the shape of my belly changed a little bit. It's too early for your belly to actually drop. I think that happens about 2 weeks before you're ready to give birth. Things I'm looking forward to this week, definitely our upcoming ultrasound. I am looking forward to knowing exactly what the baby's positioning is, and I'm really hoping that his little hands don't cover his face and we get to see it again. And of course, I just want to know that, you know, everything is okay, he's growing fine, and there's nothing to worry about. Things I'm scared or nervous about, just like with the ultrasound, I'm excited, but I'm not necessarily scared, but I just hope everything is okay with his growth and the positioning. When I'm pushing on him in certain spots, I just hope I'm not poking his little eyes out or something. So back to the burning sensation in my abdomen. It's called Diastasis Recti, and it's common in pregnant women. It's just the separation of your abdominal muscle, because obviously the pressure in that area is just too much and things need to open up a little bit more. If it is happening to you, one of the signs is when you are laying in bed and you lift yourself up with your abdominal muscles, like let's say you're laying on your back, your stomach actually cones out to like a triangular form like this. So once I started looking into it more and I realized, oh my gosh, that's exactly how my belly looks when I sit up, it just made me more nervous and think that yes, this is what's happening. When you lift up a little bit, you could kind of feel your abs where they're separated. I didn't even try and do that because I really don't care. I know it's happening and we'll deal with it later. So once you have the baby, there's exercises that you can do to help with your abdominal muscles to bring them back together and tighten everything. You might have more of a defined line down the center of your belly, and very rarely is it something that needs surgical attention. Just doing exercises post-baby can help everything go back to where it is and be okay. So we'll just take it one day at a time and I'll keep you posted as I learn more about it myself. I just remember in nursing school learning about it. So as soon as I had that sensation, and you know, to relate a burning sensation to tearing and stuff like that, I just knew that this is what was happening, and I started to warn my husband about it and send him links. He thought I was being crazy. He just kept trying to tell me like, no, Ed, that's not what's happening. But so when we go to our appointment, I will bring that up to the midwife and see what their thoughts are on it, but I'm pretty sure that it's called Diastasis Recti, or however you pronounce it, and your
abs ripping open.
It's something that I will be able to deal with post-pregnancy. So if it's an on and off feeling throughout the rest of my weeks to go, when he has little growth spurts, then it's just something I'm gonna have to deal with. How has my husband been this week? I think he's just been so cute. I watched him from the hallway after we put all the clothes away, and he opened up the drawer and he literally sniffed every muslin swaddle that was in the drawer, and he had the biggest smile on his face. Like I said, he just loves the baby scent. He can't wait for this baby to get into this world and to hug him and squeeze him, and it's just so cute seeing him so in love already with just the baby scent. He is just a building machine this week. I just can't get over the fact that he built the dresser, he built the end table, built the nightstand, drug the chair in all by himself almost. He tried. And then he's also been like a little cleaning machine because I've just been not up to it. So he cleaned the entire house, and then he's been working on the basement because our basement's just a mess. He's been reorganizing everything, made his little man cave down there. We had a futon in the baby's room that he had somebody help him drag down to the basement. Now there's just like this whole little area down there, and it's much cleaner than it was and open, and I'm just proud of him. How Finn has been, our dog, he just really wants to always be in the baby's room. The one day I woke up in the middle of the night and I'm like, where is he? Because he has his little bed at the foot of our bed, like on the floor, and he wasn't there. He wasn't in my husband's office. He wasn't in the living room, and I walk into the baby's room and he's just sleeping in the middle of the baby's room. But the problem is he's just so hairy. So we actually, I just feel bad about this, but we got a baby gate and we put that in the baby's room in the doorway to kind of keep him out, because we plan on deep cleaning the floor and then vacuuming the rug and kind of keeping it hair free. He's got long black hair that just sheds like a maniac, and then the little tumbleweeds of hair come down the hallway. So the baby gate goes to the floor and it'll keep all of that out, hopefully. Another thing is just that he's an outside dog. He's running around. It's been raining a lot. He's got mud on his feet, and wherever he goes, if he feels like it's clean, he just wants to flip over and roll his dirty little body everywhere. We try and keep up on his baths, but you know, life goes on, and sometimes he gets into the mud and there's a white rug and it's just everything, it gets just so dirty. But we do plan with the baby gate to let him in and out occasionally, but when we say so. So it's not going to be that feeling of, oh, I'm not allowed in there, I want to go in there. I want to include him as much as possible and not make him feel that, you know, this is off limits. So we will definitely make sure we pay attention to that. So that's my recap of week 31. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel, and definitely click that little bell if you want to get notifications of when we post our next video. And now let's take a look at how my bump is progressing.
This is my honey bunny baby boy. Are you ready for the baby? You ready for your little brother? Are you?
So this is my belly for 31 weeks, day 1 of 32 weeks.